Well, I got a problem of my own making. I've lost the wheel nut, the locking wheel nut key off my daughter's car. So I had to bite the bullet and go get something to remove it with. So first thing I looked was at Halford's. They have this one. This is 2-piece, and it's 1/2-inch drive. So you need a 1/2-inch drive is like that. But what I found, where's it gone? Oh, I've got a breaker bar that I'm going to be using, so I'll have to cut to that in a minute. But I measured over here on the wheel, on the locking key, before I went to Halford's, and that's about 25 mil. The outside, 25 mil. So I had that in mind when I went to Halford's, and I took this tape measure down there, and it looked like it might work, but actually the inside measurement is what you want. It's not the outside. So the inside is like 22, so that wasn't going to work. Luckily, I was getting some brake pads for my other car that I'm going to do today, and I spotted this kit at Euro Parts. This was about 17 pounds for those two, which would have been nice if they fit. It doesn't say anywhere on the package what size they are. It just says 2 socket sizes fit locking wheels on most vehicles. Well, a Ford in this country is most vehicles, and it doesn't fit. So take that. So I spotted this thing on there, and this one's got 4 sizes: 26 by 38 long, 21.5, 18.5, and 17.5. So 21's too small. 26 you think might be too big. And I first put it on there and it didn't want to fit. So what happens with this is, this has got the reverse threads in it. So by turning it left, it tightens up rather than loosens it. So when I first stuck it on there, I didn't think it was going to work, but with just a little bit of fiddling, and it starts, it bites. Now, what I might have to do is take and tap it with the hammer. I might even have to whack it rather than just tap it. So let's see if I can just set this up on the tripod right now and have a little go at it right here. Right now, I've got the drive here. But if you have a socket, you don't really want to be hitting on the end of your ratchet. Well, that's not going to come off. Oh, here it is. Oops. Get back here. Probably going to work better over here. Now, I have what I call a breaker bar. See? Now I can hit on this thing all day long. And I've got an extension. Probably don't need it. I think I'll try without it. Now you just Now, the one thing about this is that I know it's not on there with an impact wrench, so I can do something with it. If it was on there with an impact wrench, you might be having a hard time. Now, see if I'll start in the right place this time. We're about right there. This just might be that little bit too big. Well, I'm going to persevere with it. And then basically all I'm going to be doing is lots of that until I get it to bite. And I'll just to do what I have to do to get it to work, so close it for now. Okay, so after banging it quite hard as I was turning it, I can't do much more, so I've got the secret weapon, the cheater bar. And it just seems to be chewing into it, but it ain't seeming to go nowhere. So what I do is the straighter you get it, the better you're going to be. See, it's actually almost too fat to go in there, but we're going to keep trying. Now, if this was put on with an impact wrench, you got no chance. You're stuffed. I know that's not that tight. I knew I just put it on by hand. If I start over here like this, by the time it gets tight, at the junkyard, I seen them take what I thought was just a regular socket that was a little bit small and just banged it on there. Well, it's more of the same until I get it to work, so that's good for now. See what happens in a minute. Okay, this is my third part, I guess, in my failure, basically. I can't get this thing off. The measurements look right. Measured it up. This is 26 mil, and you can see the insides have kind of destroyed the threads in there. I had it on there, nice and loose, you know, and it bit, but it just wouldn't go. Even over here, where I thought there might be some question on clearance, got the spare on there, so there's plenty of room to get it over here, and it just won't go. So I pounded on it. I tried to get my vice grips on there with the cheater bar. See if I could get that one off, and like I said, I didn't put those on there all that tight. Couldn't get it off. I was looking for a pipe wrench to see if I could get that off, but I don't have a pipe wrench anymore, or a monkey wrench, some people call it. So I'm giving up. That's it for now. It was a 30-pound experiment that failed. Now, one thing about these, you know, it says it's even the other set said it should fit most makes, and it's not even close. And if you've got a Toyota, you haven't got a chance at all, which is what I have. Fortunately, I have the key. I can order a key for my Toyota and have it delivered the next day. For Ford, you have to order it from Germany. It takes 2 or 3 weeks to get one. So keep that in mind. If you have a Ford and you don't have the key, you're stuffed for a couple of weeks. So put this back in the trunk, and if she has a flat, then whoever her roadside rescue will have to deal with it. A bit depressing, but I gave it a good shot, and that's all I can do. Talk to you later. Well, I didn't have much luck on the first car that I was trying to use these on, but turns out I have to have another locking wheel nut off on this car. So what I did just a minute ago was this one, I don't think you can get a better fit, really. It's maybe a little bit too loose, but I had it on there nice and tight. And I used this cheater bar, and it just kept spinning. It got really tight. It screwed right in there, good, and then nothing. It just stopped. Either that's a little bit too big, but the next size down is too small. That won't fit on there. And the next side down, same thing on this other side. Just a minute ago, I did the same thing. Took it on there, screwed it on there nicely. It's a different. I got two different. Well, that's not different. That looks the same, but I got the threads on there. I got the threads on there nice. It's not even biting now. So it screwed right in. I used a cheater bar, and it just like stripped the threads. Quit working. So that was 30 quid down the tubes. So my advice is, if you can get somebody else to do this, if you've got one of these sets, go ahead and try it. But I think you're going to spin your wheels. There must be some more technique than I don't know about. So I've got a guy who specializes in wheel nut removal, locking wheel nut removal. He charges 70 quid a car. He's coming later today to do both cars. I thought I'd have saved myself 60 quid, 70 quid, because he's going to do 2 cars for 120. So I need to get these off so I can check the brakes, because I got a brake light showing. But looking at the brakes themselves, it looks like there's still some wear left there, unless it's showing through someplace that I don't know about. So the front one that I took off, it looked okay. The dog wants me to throw the ball for him, don't you, Sparky? So, bugger. I just wish I hadn't lost that one wheel nut. I couldn't do anything about these, but I would have been nice if I hadn't lost the other one. So, unless you got more smarts about it than I do, maybe it'll work for you, but it didn't working for me.